Hey everyone, it's Kayla from KJ and Her Books, and today I will be doing the Try a Chapter tag. Also, excuse all the random noises, there's a lot of traffic outside today, plus my window keeps banging because the wind is really loud and I have to have it open for our little portable air conditioner because it is really hot lately. So yeah, just a little heads up there. I have 4 books on my list today, so basically what we do with this tag is you go through the books that you've picked and then you decide which book you're going to continue on with for your next read. Unless in the case of unhauling, where you grab a bunch of books that you want to get rid of and then you try the chapter to see if you really do want to get rid of them or if you will keep them. But today we'll be doing my next read because I've been in a reading slump, so I thought this would be a great way to bring my motivation back and read something before the year is up. That would be nice. I've been in this slump for about a month. It's probably my 4th or 5th one this year, which is a bit ridiculous, but I'm hoping this tag will work because I do want to read. I just know if I continue the ones that I've been reading, which is the 3rd book in the Fallen Kingdom series and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, I know that I'm going to make this slump even worse, which sucks because I really do want to read Harry Potter. For me, it's not the right time of year to read Harry Potter. I feel like I should be reading it when it's colder and not hot like it has been. And with the 3rd book in Fallen Kingdom series, Gathering Shadows, I keep getting distracted, and I feel like it's because I decided to pick it up instead of reading something else in between, which is what I normally do with series. I read one book, then I read something different in between, and then I read the next book, read something different in between, and continue it like that, which is what I should have done, but I didn't, and I feel like I've just sort of tired myself out for a bit, so I need to read something different before I go back to that. Okay, the first book I have on my list is Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. I've heard so many good things about this series. I think there's about 4 or 5 books in the series now. I'm not 100% sure as of yet, but I will probably look into that further. I am definitely behind in the reading of this. Anyone that I've seen on BookTube or Bookstagram has actually read this or is reading it, and I'm only just deciding maybe I should read it. I only just got it recently myself anyway. Basically, this book follows our main character who lives in a kingdom where magic is forbidden, and she is imprisoned for murder with a death sentence. She ends up becoming a food tester for the king, which obviously means that she's gonna have to test for poisons, and that could, kill her. From what I know, she goes through different tests to be able to handle and detect these type of poisons. So it does sound really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. The next one that I have is another recent purchase, and that is Lauren Graham's Talking as Fast as I Can. This is a biography going off her experiences and her life surrounding Gilmore Girls and parenthood and whatever else, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one as well because I love Gilmore Girls. It's one of my favorite TV shows, and I think Lauren Graham is a fantastic actress, so I'm quite excited to get a start on this. I've been wanting to read it for a while and I finally got it. It's a lot smaller than I expected it to be, but that's fine, I can deal with that. Yes, I'm excited to curl up and read this one. The next one I've had since maybe 2015. I can't quite remember when I got it, but it must have been around then. And that is called The Year It All Ended by Kirsty Murray. From what I know, this is set at the end of World War I, so it starts on Armistice Day, which is when World War I ended. And then it follows 3 sisters and their lives during the 20s and all this change that's happening, because as we know, the Roaring 20s was the decade of change. Everything just became so different compared to, before the start of World War I. So it really does intrigue me because I love historical fiction and I love anything to do with the 20s and the early 20th century. It's really exciting and definitely one of my favorite eras. I really cannot wait to read this one. I've been wanting to read it for a while. I just keep forgetting that it's there to read. But now I will get the chance to read at least a chapter of it. But yes, it kind of gives me Little Women vibes, but we'll see how it goes. And the last one I'll be giving a go, I've also had for a few years, and that is The Sky So Heavy by Claire Zorn. This is Australian. I'm sure she's an Australian author, and I'm sure it is set in Australia, I think. It's also won some awards, which is quite exciting, so that means it will be good in some way. This one is not really fantasy, it's not sci-fi, it's not historical fiction or anything like that. It's kind of pre-dystopian, I feel like. We follow the main character Finn, and you know, he just has a normal teenage life, going to school, crushing on girls, and then his life changes when nuclear bombs are being detonated, and he ends up waking up one day with no idea where everyone's gone, what has happened. You know, his parents are gone, all he's got is his little brother. It does sound very exciting, very interesting, but I know that as soon as I read this, I probably panic, because I normally do when I read stories like this. I start freaking out thinking, oh god, what happens if we have a nuclear war or something like that. So I did the same when I read Children of the Dust, which is a book I will be talking about in one of my later videos after this, because it's a book I really need to talk about. It's very exciting. It's also about nuclear war, and yeah, so I won't keep going on with that, but basically it's what this reminds me of, and I really like stories about that. So yeah, I do want to read this. I want to see what makes it so amazing. Yeah, I'd like to give this author a try. So those are the books that I'll be reading for this Try a Chapter tag. What I'll be doing is sort of vlogging my experience, so I'll let you know what book I'm reading and what I'm thinking of it and what I think of after I've read that chapter, and then I'll obviously tell you which book I will be choosing. So let's do this. Hello again. So I'm not sure what book I want to read first, so I've put them all in a little hat, and I will just pick them out of the hat. This one, when I can actually open the damn thing. Our first book to try is Poison Study. Yay! So I just finished the first chapter of Poison Study, and I really like it so far. I like that it gives you a glimpse of what the world is like and how different the seasons are. Our main character, Yelena, we get to find out what she is like and how she's in prison and how she's on her way to execution and how she becomes a taste tester. That all happens in one chapter, and I like when books do that because it jumps right into the story and you get all the excitement and you can just keep reading. So this is definitely something that I can see myself continuing on with. I will be reading my next one soon, but first I'm going to do some washing, baking and watch a Christmas movie, and then I will get back into it. So I will see you then. Hello again. I know it's a little bit later on in the day, as you can see, because it's darker. It is also quite dark at this time because we are currently in the middle of a possible storm. It has been thundering and raining, so who knows, but it does make it quite hot. It has been so hot all day. I was kind of hoping that I would get the chance to go to the gym, but it's just way too hot for that right now. So I just basically folded some washing and baked some Christmas tree brownies, which I may put on my Insta story. And yeah, just sat around in front of the aircon and watched some movies. So anyway, back to it. The hat, let's give it a bit of a shake around. The next one is The Sky So Heavy. Hell yeah, let's give that one a try. So I just finished the first chapter of The Sky So Heavy, and I'm going to try and get this in before all this noise happens and all the thunder again, because it's getting a bit crazy outside at the moment. But yeah, so I just finished the first chapter of that. I'm not sure what to think of it as of yet. It's pretty much information and story building at the moment. So we're basically hearing about Finn's life, what it's like, his friends, his family, what they do, where he lives, his school, you know, the basics, getting to know everybody. So I don't have a lot to go off yet, but what I do know is that it's like his future self is telling the story. So, you know, I'm at this current point in time, I'm going to be letting you know how I got here. So that's how it sort of started, which is fine, but it's not what I expected. The writing is good. I don't mind it. It's quick, it's simple. I could speed through it, no trouble. But whether or not I'm in the mood to read something dramatic and a little bit hectic, I'm not quite sure. Oh god, windy. Whether or not I want to read about nuclear war, not sure yet. Especially because this is set probably present time, I guess. I'm not sure when this book was published actually, but they do mention Facebook and everything. So clearly it's very recent, which is another scary thing when it's set recently. I'll have some dinner, I'll feed the cats, then I'll get back into it and we can choose the next book. Okay, it's time for the next choice. 2 left in the hat. Which one will it be? I got this one. Wonder what this one is. Oh my god, it's crazy outside. Alright, it is Talking as Fast as I Can, which is the Lauren Graham book. I am really excited to give that one a go. I just finished reading the introduction to Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, and I really like it so far. I kind of want to continue on with it because it sounds so quirky, and I'm excited to hear her thoughts on filming Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life, which I thought was fantastic, very well done. There were some problematic things, but you get that when you do remakes and revivals and things like that. Also, the noise in the background is now not a storm, it is my cat running around like a nutcase, playing with anything that will make some semblance of noise. But yes, I really enjoyed this so far. I did only read the introduction and I kind of wanted to read the next one, but I thought, no, wait until you read the next book and then you can make your decision. So we'll see what I think after I read the next one, but so far this is definitely at the top of books that I want to continue, if not now, the book after. Anyway, moving on to the next and final book. And I've just finished the last book, which was The Year It All Ended by Kirsty Murray. I've read the prologue, I guess you could call them, and then the first chapter. They were both pretty short, so it didn't take very long at all. I like the idea of it, and it seems so sweet and heart-wrenching and beautiful, and I like the writing already. It's once again simple, but I think it is a young adult novel, so of course it's going to be simple writing. But yes, I did enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to continuing on that at some stage. But I think the book that I will continue on with out of all 4 was Talking as Fast as I Can, if you couldn't already get that, because that was probably the one that I enjoyed the most. I mean, I enjoyed them all, but it's probably the one that I'm really eager to continue reading, and then maybe I'll give Poison Study a go, because I think it was between those 2, Talking as Fast as I Can and Poison Study. So yes, I'm going to go with Talking as Fast as I Can, which I've already said probably 3 times in the space of a minute. I will be going with that one. I will be reading that one, and I am very excited to do so. Well, there you go guys. Thank you for watching this video, and feel free to try this tag yourself because it was a lot of fun. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my other videos, check out my Instagram, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!